welcome to another episode of Ellie Plays Minecraft with me, Ellie the Elegant Elephant. And last episode we built a lot of farms. So we did finish building our sugarcane farm. We filled in the potato and carrot farm below, those are banana farms now. And we also built our wool farm, and we decorated it nicely with a sheep stable. So as you can see, we have been very busy, and this village here, this farm village, is coming together. And we also investigated the mystery of the non-working iron farm. So now we still have to do the pumpkin and the melon farm. And I was thinking I want to build an underground farm as I did with the carrots and potatoes farm. And I also wanted to be connected together. So there's just gonna be one farm for the both of them. But we will have two entrances and probably two storage systems. So we're gonna be able to go down through the melon hut and also through the pumpkin hut. And the storage will be, well, the pumpkins will be stored in the pumpkin hut and the melons in the melon hut, obviously. So we are going to work on that. But I also do want to work on connecting my places. So what that means is I want to connect my other city, Lumbria, with this city here, which has no name yet, or this village basically. And Lumbria is like a wood trading city, and they trade with boats, so they deliver logs. So we want to build a dock area today where those boats could dock. And I also want to build a small trade ship, so we probably could trade some flour from this place here, which we made over at the mill, against some logs, so that would be kind of cool. And I think I also want to connect my starter house because that's also in this area. So right now I want to craft up some maps so we can get a good overview of where what is and how far the connections have to be and how to connect them in a sensible way. So let me get that started and we will be right back. So I did finish the map, and as you can see it's quite big. Now let's take a look. So we are here right now in the farm village. And this is the big wheat field. Here we have the windmill. This up here is our sugarcane farm. Here is the pumpkin farm, and the melon farm is here. And this is the burnt down house. And this is the wool farm. So now as you can see, we have already a little bit of a path going up here. And this is the church with the graveyard. And this one here is the crypt, where we have our double skeleton spawner inside. And over here, this is our starter house. And as you can see, we already have a pathway from our starter house to Lumbria. And yes, this big thing here is Lumbria. This is the lighthouse. This is the mine we built last time. This up here is the mayor house with the plaza, and we have the market here and the big ship here. And this little thingy up here, so this is actually our village breeder ship. So now I want to establish a trade route via boat, like that goes like this, from Lumbria to this farm village. So we will have a dock area here. And I also want to spruce up this pathway a bit, because it could be much nicer. And then eventually I want to have a pathway that goes through the graveyard. And this one here I want to build a nice bridge. So we have a pathway that goes like that. And I might want to have a pathway that connects the two villages directly along the coastline maybe. That would be quite of a nice road. And yeah, I think I want to expand this river that it goes like this. So we do have a full connection via boat as well to the farm village. Then maybe we should open this up as well so we have nice ocean access as well from our starter house. And I was considering converting this river here into a full lake. Then we would have a dam here and then have the river flow like this. So yeah, I think we should start building up the docks, and then we will take a look at the pathway in the forest. My goal for this series is to create a believable, immersive world. And in order to do that, I have to connect the places I build with stories and background and design. So how do we do that? One simple thing you can do is choose a block palette for each place. This gives a distinctive look for color and size and stuff like that. So it's always important to think about the backstory of the place you're building. Like, who are they? What are they doing? What do they want? And why? So for example, we have Lumbria over there. I chose Lumbria to be a lumberjack village because it's where I have my tree farm. So the main income they have is selling logs. And because the village is located at the ocean, I thought it really cool to have a big dock area with big trading ships so they could sell their logs worldwide. So that's how I established that Lumbria is a worldwide trading city for logs. But they also have some fisher huts because why wouldn't they fish if they live right next to the ocean? And now they also have a mine because they live on a mountain, so it's only natural that they would dig into it and get the resources from there as well. Especially because they need metal and iron and stuff like that to create their tools for gathering the logs. And now over here we have the new place, the farm village, which still needs a name. So if you have a name for it, let me know down in the comment. And here we have this open area, which just lends itself to create loads and loads of fields. So here they will plant crops, wheat, vegetables. They also have some farm animals because they can eat a lot of grass. And now to connect those places, I establish a trading route between them. Because one of the places has logs to build with, because they have loads of trees. And the other place has loads of space to grow crops and food, so they will exchange those things to one another. So in order to do that, we're now gonna build this dock area so that the ships from Lumbria can actually dock here. And we're gonna build a crane so they can unload, and we're gonna build a big storage room so they can actually store what they brought. So in order to distinguish those two places from one another, I use different kinds of blocks. And Lumbria and the farm village, they are very close to each other, so they are very similar. But I'm trying to use the brighter wood colors more in the farming area, as they seem warmer and more fitting for this fertile open area. Whereas Lumbria is on a hill in a colder region. And it actually gets some taiga villagers sometimes up there, even though the villagers I bring in are technically plains villagers. And this is something that I think is really cool about Minecraft now. They give us 5 different kinds of villages. So we do have the desert village, the plains village, the savanna village, the snowy village, and the taiga village. And they all come with their own distinctive villager skins. So this really helps to build up a world if you can bring in the villagers that actually look like they belong to the area where you build in. And actually there's even 2 more villager kinds. So we also have a villager type for swamp and for jungle. So that's really cool. So Minecraft gives already a lot of material for this. It makes it really easy to distinguish different villages in Minecraft already. Because if you look at the savanna village, it looks totally different than a desert village. And the same for a taiga village or a plains village. You can just tell in which area you are by looking at the build styles and the block palette they use. And we are basically going to do the same. We're just gonna expand on it much more. So we are going to give each place a nice trade or some special feature, like what are they selling, what are they good at, what are they doing, or just, what's their culture, what are their beliefs, and what's their main food source, what's their main income source, and stuff like that will really distinguish places from one another. So this is inspired by other games as well, like Guild Wars or Legend of Zelda, and maybe some TV shows as well, like The Last Airbender. Because in these games and shows, you can really tell which cultures live where, and they have really distinguished styles. So I want to try to achieve that in this series as well. But in order to do that, I need some backstories for my places, so this is where the lore comes into play. So if you have a backstory for your builds, it is much easier to characterize them. Think about, why is it built this way? What's its function? Does it have a function? How wealthy are the people? What materials do they have available? And what's the world setting? What's the timeline? So Minecraft itself is already establishing that it is a world with magic in it. So because we have tools enchanting, We have brewing magic potions, basically. And we have these 2 magic stones, the redstone that is used for all kinds of technical magic stuff, basically. And we have the lapis, which we use to enchant. And you could say glowstone is also magic because it's also used in brewing, same as redstone. So we can definitely argue that there is magic in this world. So I'm gonna stick with that, and I'm gonna bring in a little bit more fantasy. Right now it's not that obvious, I guess. Right now it's just like some medieval little fantasy towns I have. But I'm going to expand on the magic side and the fantasy side a bit more in future episodes. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I also especially want to create some fun way to get in and out of the nether. Because I think the nether is as its own dimension. I always think of it as like the Fey realm or something like that, so I want to really create nice biomes down there. And the nether update is actually going to be really handy for that, because it's going to take off a lot of work I would have to do otherwise. So I think that's going to be really, really cool, and I'm really looking forward to that. So now if we establish this connection between these 2 places, we make it visible that they belong together and they trade with each other. So even if you don't know the backstory, you will be able to tell like, oh, there's a ship from there and there's a ship from here. So we need probably to create some banners as well eventually to give each ship a flag. So I think I'm going to do that in the next episode, which I will dedicate to the details. So if you like detailing stuff, tune in next week. So I'm here in my dock area. And as you can see behind me, I do have a lot of log storage already, because these are the logs that came from over there, from Lumbria. And yeah, we can see the lighthouse really nicely. So now I want to build a ship that comes in here. And I don't want it to be docked yet, I want it to be like an incoming ship. And over here, I also need to build up a crane. So we have a way to unload the logs from the ship up to this dock here, to this temporary storage, and well, yeah, pillagers. Well, we're gonna ignore those for now. And up here, I've built a little platform, and I'm not quite sure yet what to put on there. Maybe a market or something. And here we have a nice little cart, and this is supposed to be like the cart that delivers the flour from the mill. They unload here, and then they wait until they can load it up onto the ship. And maybe we'll have another ship docked here that is going to be loaded with those stuff. So I made a new path that goes through here. And then we end up over here in like almost the center of the little farm wheel. So this would be like the way the cart with the hay bales and stuff would take. So this is the path the delivery guy for the flour would take to get to the docks. And then I marked out this little house here. I think this is going to be some sort of storage room, as well as this one here. I think this one is probably going to be a log storage, or just general storage. And this one probably as well. They're more going to be decorational, I guess. So yeah, let me get that ship built, and we will be right back. So I'm finished building with the ship, at least for now, because I'm not quite happy with it. Well, that's because I'm really bad at building ships, but let's take a look. So it looks very simple, it's a simple shape. And now let's head on it. I think we can get up here, yes we can. So we do have some log storage on here. And some regular storage up here. We have the steering wheel, the sail. We can go all the way up. And we can head down and take a look at the storage inside. But I think this needs a lot more details. And actually the next episode will be focusing on just detailing my builds. So I will save that for next episode. And now I want to build a storage room here. Big storage building, probably with a little crane as well. And a storage room over there. So let's head over. And I need to gather some materials first. Because I ran out of wood. Because it's lying around here, but we cannot use that. That's for decoration. So yeah, let me gather some materials and then we can start building. So now let's take a look around. So let's head over here on the docks and see what we see once we enter the city. So as you can see, we have a little open area below. And it's all full of storage. And it's actually a bit of a mess right now because it's all being unloaded. So if we head in here, we can see we have a little crane that pulls up crates to the upper level. And if I head up here, you can see we have some chests up there and some crates and stuff like that. And yeah, we have basically storage all around. And I'm probably gonna replace all these torches with lanterns eventually. But I think it's fine for right now. So yeah, and now it's time to build the other building up. So let's start building. And I am back, and as you can see, this little house is now finished. And I'm actually not quite sure yet what its function is going to be. I'm thinking about making it maybe the dockmaster's office or something like that, where they would register all the wares that come in and go out. So it's gonna be like a little desk in there and some bookshelves and stuff like that. But now I want to connect this dock area with the rest of the village. And a really neat trick to do that is actually by surroundings. So I was thinking that over here, this little hill, I'm gonna convert it into a wheat field because this is like the farm village with all the crops and fields and stuff like that. So I want this to be visible from the start. So I want the wheat field right here as well because they're gonna be all over the place. And it's really gonna bring it all together. Because once you arrive here, you're gonna see wheat field. You already know where you are and what kind of field this place is supposed to have. So let me get that started and we will be right back. And now we even have the crane finished. As you can see behind me, the crane is finished. And it's a very similar design than the one in Lumbria, because I figured they would share the technology basically with each other. But it's on a diagonal, so it was a bit trickier to build, but I think it turned out quite nice. And if we head over here, we can see that the wheat field is growing, and it really brings the area together. And I also placed some barrels with flour here. They're ready to be loaded. So I think this area turned out quite cool. We still have this big plaza, this big stone platform here, where I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet. So if you have a cool idea, please head down to the comments and let me know. And now let's head over and do the item of the episode. So now I want to update the map, and let's bring that over to the map board. And let's replace the maps. And as you can see, we built the ship and the dock area. We can see the storage system and the little house and the new path that goes over to the main streets basically. So we established the sea connection to Lumbria, and as you can see we also have the forest route, but it's not finished yet. So in the next episode I want to work on detailing a lot of stuff to give it more life and more purpose and just, more details, because I think that's gonna bring it all together really nicely. So for today's item of the episode, I chose it to be a barrel because we were basically working on the trade routes. And I'm going to name it Connecting Places. And now let's take a look at our to-do board. I think we can remove some things. So we can remove the connecting the villages, towns, because we established the sea route. And we can also remove creating a dock and a small ship. We still haven't connected the starter house properly yet, and we did not build the melon and pumpkin farm today, because right now I just don't need any melons and pumpkins. So we're gonna do that in a future episode, because the only reason why I would need melons and pumpkins is to trade with villagers, basically. But as you guys might know from the last few episodes, I'm kind of low on villagers, because most of them died. So I'm gonna work on that between episodes to bring back up my villagers, and then we can build up the melon and pumpkin farm so they have something to trade with. So this is all I had time for today. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Ellie the Elegant Elephant, and I hope to see you in my next episode. Bye!